네, 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. This is me. 저예요. And I took these pictures around 5 or 6 years ago. And this is the name of our town. Uh, it's a kind of contest. So I sent these pictures to the town, and then they use it for a word of the construction site. This is one of the words of the construction site, and then they post my pictures. But they didn't give me anything. I don't know why. 자, anyway, it's me, and today's topic is WH expressions. Today, we are going to study about WH expressions. WH expression in English. WH expressions means like who, whom, whose, what, why, blah blah blah. Okay, so in English it has two functions. First, interrogatives. Interrogatives means question. So, for example, where are you? This where is WH expression, and this is interrogatives. And second is relatives. Relatives. So, for example, I don't know the place where you are. This where, this is a adjective clause, right? So this modify the place. The what place? Where you are. I don't know the place where you are. This where is a relatives. And in Korean language, WH expression has just one function. That is interrogatives. 지금 어디에 있어요? This 어디에 is where, right? So this is only interrogatives. So when we made the relatives, we use different forms, okay, not WH. So in this first slide, the important thing is in Korean language, WH expressions has just one function, to make question. And this is word order of English. He, subject, and is verb, and who is the complement. And in Korean, he, 그는, and as you already know, in Korean, the verb, we must put verb at the end of the sentence. So, who first? Who in Korean? 누구. 누구. You need to memorize, okay? So who is 누구, and is verb be. Because 구 has no 받침, we put 예요. 그는 누구예요. And as you already know, in English this is wrong. So what is the correct sentence for this one? First, because this is a question, we need to move the verb in front of the subject. And then every WH expression, we need to put every WH expressions in front of the sentence like this. So who is he is the correct sentence. How about in Korean? In Korean, 누구 don't move up. 누구 stay at the same place. Okay, stand still. So 그는 누구예요? Okay, so what is important here? In Korean language, WH expressions don't move. Don't move to in front of the sentence. So stay the same. 그는 누구예요? Okay? 자, from now on, you need to memorize it. Okay, so are you ready to write down and memorize? I tell you several expression, WH expression in Korean. Okay. So first, who, whom, whose are quite similar, but these three expressions share WHO. Okay, WHO in Korean, 누구, 누구. 누구 is an interrogative pronoun. Pronoun, so this is a noun. In Korean, 누구 is also noun. And as you already know, behind the noun in Korean, we need to put what? Noun endings. So case markers or postposition, right? So first, the real who. who matter, who matter. This who is the subject of the sentence. So when the who is the subject of the sentence, in Korean we need subject marker because who has no 받침, 누구. Okay, all right. So we need, because this is a noun, we need noun endings. So 누구 is the subject, so we need 누구가. Okay, 누구가. But we don't use this form. So instead of saying 누구가, we say 누가. Okay, 누구 plus 가 becomes 누가. 누가. Okay, so who matter? 누가 그녀를 만났어요. 누가 그녀를 만났어요. Now whom. Whom did you meet? Okay, whom did you meet yesterday? Okay, this whom is object. So when who is used as object of the sentence, we put object marker in Korean. So 누구 has no 받침. The object marker is 을, which one? 를. So 누구를. Or in short form, 누굴 is also possible. 누굴. So behind the 구 we can put 러. So 누굴 or long form 누구를 만났어요. Whom did you meet? 누구를 만났어요. Now complement. Who is she? Here the she is the subject and who is the complement. Okay, and in Korean, for the complement, we don't need noun endings. So just verb be is okay. So 누구 has no 받침, 누구예요. Who is she? 그녀는 누구예요. And now, whose pencil is this? Whose? So this is possessive. Possessive in Korean? Yeah, like apostrophe S. Okay, apostrophe S in Korean is 의. 누구의 pencil, 연필이에요. 이거 누구의 연필이에요. And whose is this? In this sentence, whose is the noun. Okay, so we say possessive pronoun. So possessive pronoun in Korean, we also put who. So 누구의 것. Okay, so 누구의 것 is a possessive pronoun. 누구의 것이에요. Whose is this? 이거 누구의 것이에요. And in short form, 누구 거. 이거 누구 거예요. 이거 누구의 것이에요. Okay, so as I said, you need to memorize it. Okay, so who, subject, 누가, and whom, 누구를, and who, complement, 누구예요, and possessive, 누구의, whose, 누구의, and whose possessive pronoun, 누구의 것이에요. Okay, 자, next. Oh, sorry. 미안해요. It doesn't move backward. 네, okay. 자, anyway, because 누구의 것 is a pronoun, so that's why we also need noun endings. Okay. 자, now what? What is in Korean 무엇, and short form is 뭐. So in our conversation in spoken language, we use more. Okay, so here I use more. Okay, more. So what is also pronoun. So we need noun endings. So what is good? 뭐가 좋아요? Okay. Oh, I tell you the correct answer. So when what is the subject, we need subject marker. 뭐가 좋아요? Okay, 뭐가 좋아요? And what do you like? This what is object, right? So we need object marker. 뭐를 좋아해요? Or in short, 뭘 좋아해요 is possible. 뭘 좋아해요? 뭐를 좋아해요? Or 무엇을 좋아해요? When you want to use 무엇 has 받침, so we use different case markers. So 무엇을 좋아해요? 무엇이 좋아요. Okay, and complement. Just a while ago, I told you that behind complement, we don't put noun endings. So just verb be is okay. 뭐 has no 받침? Oh, right. As I said, yeah, this one. So 뭘, in short, okay? 뭐를 is okay, but it's a bit unnatural. So you better use 뭘, okay? 뭘 좋아해요? 뭘 좋아해요? It's hard to pronounce. 무얼. So 뭘, 뭘 좋아해요? And this is the complement. So verb be 뭐예요? So what is this? 이거 뭐예요? 이거 뭐예요? That 뭐. Or 이것 무엇이에요? 이것은 무엇이에요? It's also okay. And adjectives. Oh, in English, what color? This what modify the noun. So what color, what time. Okay. In Korean, we also have like this, but the form changes a little. So 어떤. So what color? 어떤 색깔. 어떤 is okay. 어떤. Or 무슨. Usually, actually, 무슨. So 무슨 색. color, 색 or 색깔. 무슨 색깔을 좋아해요? 무슨 색을 좋아해요? What time? What time is 몇. So time 시. So 몇 시예요? When what did I say? When asking about number, okay? So when the answer related with the number, we use 몇. So for example, what time is it? And what I don't know. Okay, so what time? 몇. Okay, what color? 어떤 색깔 or 무슨 색깔. Okay, so when what is the subject? 뭐가. And object? 뭘. Complement? 뭐예요. And what is a interrogative adjective. So when what modify a noun, we say 어떤 or 무슨. Or when the answer is related with a number, we use 몇. Okay, so 몇이에요. Next, which 어느 것 or 어떤 것. Usually 어느 것, but 어떤 것 is also possible, and which is also pronoun. So we need noun endings. So when it is a subject, which is it? I don't know. Which is good? Does it make sense? Anyway, when which is the subject of the sentence, 어느 것이. Okay, 어느 것이. When which is the object of the sentence, which do you like? Which one do you like? Which do you like? 어느 것을. And complement, we need verb be 어느 것이에요. Which is yours? Okay, which is yours? 당신 것은, 네 거는 어느 것이에요? 어느 것이에요? Okay, and which also can be adjective. So which color? Okay, so 어느 색 좋아해요? Possible. Okay. Oh, I just moved. So which also can be used as subject, object, and complement and adjective. Okay. Lastly, this is our last slide. So lastly, interrogative adverb. Okay. So where is 어디? But where is adverb? But in Korean, where is almost like a noun. So we need noun ending. So 어디가, the subject marker, 어디가, or 어디를, object marker. So we can put subject marker or object marker, blah blah blah. Okay, but usually we use we used it with it or not it. Sorry, and usually we used it with at or in. Okay, so at or in Korean 어디에. Okay, 어디에 있어요? 어디에. Or when the verb is the action verb, we use 에서, right? So 어디에서 공부해요. Where do you study? 어디에서 공부해요. Okay, so when you think of where, you just memorize where is 어디. And depending on the context, we put 어디가, 어디를, 어디에, 어디에서. Okay. And when has just almost one form. So when is 언제. Simply 언제. When, 언제, adverb. And why Really simple. Why in Korean? 왜. The sound also quite similar. Why, 왜. 네. And how, 어떻게. How did I pronounce? 어떻게. When h meets g, that makes the g stronger. So 어떻게, how, 어떻게. 네. Or when how modifies other adverb or adjective, it is 얼마예요. How much, how much, 얼마. Okay. Or how long, 얼마나 걸려요. 얼마 or 얼마나. Okay. 네. So 얼마나 or 얼마. Let's practice with some basic question. Okay, what is your name? What is your name in Korean? Yeah, you already know, right? Yeah. But let's pretend that you don't know. Okay, so in Korean word order, subject first always. So which one is subject? Your name is subject, and the verb must be at the end of sentence. So in Korean word order, your name what is? Your name what is? Okay, so your name. And in Korean language, the article or possessive also usually we miss it. Okay, so just name. Name in Korean, 이름. And name is the subject of the sentence, so we need subject marker, 이름이. Okay, 이름이 뭐예요? Usually, I didn't explain, right? Usually, the WH expressions are focus of the sentence. So for the focus of the sentence, we don't put topping marker. Okay, so always the subject marker or object marker is correct. Okay, so if you say 이름은 뭐예요? Yeah, a bit awkward. So 이름이 and what? Do you remember when it is what in Korean? 뭐. Okay, we need space and 뭐, and this is a complement. This what is the complement. So we don't put anything, just verb be. So that's why 이름이 뭐예요. Okay, so now you know the correct meaning of 이름이 뭐예요, right? 이름이 뭐예요? How are you? Yeah, 안녕하세요, right? So in Korean language, we don't say how are you actually. So we say we are asking whether you are safe or not. Okay, whether you are safe today or not. Okay, so in Korean, instead of saying how are you, we say you safe. Okay, and you is also usually omit. So we can say safe. In Korean sentence, when you use adjective as a verb, in Korean language, adjective can be a verb. So that's why we don't need the verb be. Okay, so just safe. Safe in Korean, 안녕하. And this is quite a polite way. That's why we say we don't say just 어요. We just not 아요. We put sorry. This is 하다 verb, right? So we can say 해요, but we also put she because we want to respect the listener. That's why 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. So 안녕하세요 means are you safe? How much is this? How much is this? So which one is the subject? As I said, in Korean language, WH expression doesn't move forward. So always we put the subject first. So subject this, and how much is complement. So this how much. Okay, this how much, and is also can be omitted. But in here, actually in Korean language, how much is a kind of noun in Korean language. That's why we still need verb be. In English, much is the adjective. So you might think that, oh, in Korean language, when we use adjective, we don't need verb be, right? But as I said, how much in Korean is 얼마, but 얼마 is a noun in Korean language. That's why we need verb be. Okay, so this 이거. right? This 이거 or 이것은, okay, 이거 or 이것은. 그다음에 how much, 얼마, and 예요. Okay, 이거 얼마예요? How much is this? What is this? We studied before. So 이거 뭐예요? 이거 뭐예요? How old are you? How old are you in Korean? We don't say how are you. We say how old are you? We say what years old are you? Okay, how years old are you? Yeah, like that. Okay. So anyway, so this is related with the number. So when what is the related with the number, we use 몇. And years old in Korean, 살, 몇 살. And we need verb be. So 러 has no 받침, 이에요. As I said, we usually omit the verb be. So 몇 살이에요. Okay. So as you see, in Korean language, where is WH expressions? This is at the first place of the sentence, but the subject is omitted. So actually, this is not the first position of the sentence. Usually in the middle of the sentence, like this, right? Like this. Or here we don't use WH expression, and here is in the middle of the sentence. So as I said, this is not the actually it's not the middle of the sentence. In Korean language, WH expression don't move. So that means usually they are in the middle of the sentence. Okay? 네. 감사합니다. 안녕. Bye.
Agrando, oh, oh, oh. 또 와 그러노 니도 와 그랬어 또 와 그러노 니도 와 그랬어 와 그러는데 아